Celebrate good times. Come on! I'm James.
I'm Adam.
And we are celebrating today. It finally happened, everybody.
That hoiberg for you?
Yes! Yes! Fred Hoiberg did get fired, but somebody else got fired that totally deserves it. We're looking at you, you fat fuck. Mike McCarthy. Gone. Mike McCarthy. Gone!
About 4 years too late, but...
I wasn't on the bandwagon back then, but I was in the last year and a half. And thank the fucking Lord. I was at a bar, and I looked to my cousin, and I was texting you, and I was texting Kyle. When the Packers were down against the Cardinals, I said, if they fucking lose this game, there's no chance in hell McCarthy is going to keep on being the coach. There's no chance. He needs to get fired right after the game. That day. What happened? 2 hours after the game, after Mason Crosby missed another field goal, we fucking fired him. Well, we did. The Packers fired Mike McCarthy, and it was a glorious day. Glorious day.
It was great. Like, I was happy that it finally happened. Like, one thing, this is like the episode I guess we'll do is my kind of first douche, Zimmer.
I had too many douches.
No, that's why I'm kind of spreading it throughout the show.
Yes.
Zimmer, the coach from the Vikings, basically, because he was friends with McCarthy, was like, oh, well, this was a terrible decision by Green Bay. McCarthy's a great coach. He was just run into some bad luck this year, and that he didn't deserve to be fired in the middle of the season. And, my one friend kind of agreed with that. And I told her, I was like, dude, well, did, Joel Quenneville deserve to get fired 12 games into the season? I was like, if you're not performing, it happens.
And the coach that Quenneville was the predecessor of got fired 3 games or 5 games into the season.
Yeah.
And then Quenneville took the Blackhawks to Stanley Cup championship.
Yeah, but they're saying a big rumor now is supposedly Quenneville's supposed to coach that team in Seattle that just got announced.
Oh, that's interesting. That'll be fun. But see that Mike McCarthy is gone. We got Phil Good right now as our interim coach, which is fine and great. I hope we fought all the games.
Because it's going to be the same offense. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah, it's going to be the same.
It's just McCarthy. Another McCarthy.
Yeah. So, who's going to be the Green Bay Packers coach on week 1 of next year's season?
I think, right now I'm thinking one of 2 people. Actually 3. If they go defense, I think they poach Fangio from the Bears.
I don't think they can. I don't think Fangio's going to move from the Bears. Not next year. Not at very least. Not next year. Maybe the year after, but the Packers already have a coach for him.
And if it's offense, I think there's really only 2 kind of logical choices. It would be Josh McDaniels from the Patriots.
Yep.
Or, depending on how the first weekend of the year goes, Saban.
I don't think Saban is moving from Bama. Saban has a goddamn throne made of pure gold
and how do you make that throne even better? You won a Super Bowl. then you can say there's no doubt he's the best coach ever. And that's his big thing, is the rivalry with Belichick. He wins the Super Bowl.
Saban was terrible it was terrible as an NFL coach. I know that was many moons ago.
So was Belichick when he first started.
Yeah, but you know what? It's McDaniels. I would put money if there was actually I could.
There is betting on it. There is plus 750. And so is
I want to see
DiFilippo from the Vikings who's plus 750.
Okay,
I think was plus 800. The OC from the Chiefs was plus 1,000.
Yeah, well then I would definitely say McDaniels. I would put my money on McDaniels.
The only reason I don't think McDaniels would go is because of what happened last year when he had the job, walked up with the Colts, and then Kraft basically told him oh well, you'll be our next head coach once Belichick is gone. So Like, you have this set up. Once he retires, he'll be the coach. And, like, I was thinking, like, he wouldn't leave there just because of how close they are to Kraft. But then, like, as my friend was saying today, I was starting to think, say, like, Belichick does retire.
Yeah.
If he retires, Brady's most likely going to retire.
Yes.
What does McDaniels have? No Garoppolo anymore.
Yeah. So he's going to go back.
You got Gronk, which is okay, but he only plays, like, 6 games a year. And, like, the defense is kind of a mess. Like, I think I could see him going, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just waited until Belichick left and just became Patriots coach.
Well, he's going to be the Packers. That's what's going to happen. He's got Aaron Rodgers. He's got arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, statistically, in Green Bay right now. I believe that he's going to do it. I think he's going to become the next Green Bay Packers coach. Now, I said something last week, and of course, this is the week that, you know, all of a sudden there's douches all over the fucking place this week. There's douches from the NFL, from wrestling, from WWE, from real life. But I promised that I would do something if a certain team last week won, and that certain team was the Dallas Cowboys. I said that I would put myself as douche of the week this week, which I will, in like a top 7 or 6 douches of the week. I'm the lowest douche, like, you know, I'm not the worst douche, but I'll put myself as, you know, the least douchiest douche of the week of this week. But I am a douche because I said there was no chance in fucking hell the Dallas Cowboys were going to beat the Saints. And defense.
Yeah.
And defense, Adam, like, I might win some money. The Dallas Cowboys are going to win that division.
The Eagles still might come up out of nowhere. And
yeah, you're right. They're a game out. They're a game out, and I think they have they face Dallas either this week.
It was surprising that the Cowboys won, but, like, it's still not as bad as, like, the 2 other, like, just shocking losses where Bears lost to the Giants. And then the Packers to the Cardinals.
Yeah, you're right. You know, there were a lot of shocking, losses.
And, like, Bears fans and, like, some of the Bears media have been saying
Broncos killed the Bengals.
Yeah, well, the Bengals are done. Dalton's done. Green's done.
Yeah.
They're both out for the year. But the fact that, like, Chicago media and the fans were trying to say, like, oh, well, near the end, the Bears, like, made a game of it. They made it competitive. They got close to winning. Yeah, they did. They did. But for 90% of the game, the Giants were
They were doing it, yeah.
But and the Giants are probably the worst team in the league besides the Raiders.
Raiders are the worst team in the league. I would have to say that. But I'm going to give
even the Raiders, like, almost beat the Rams.
That was like in week 1.
Yeah. No, that was last. Wait, no, was it? Did they almost
the Raiders almost beat. No. Oh, they almost beat Kansas City. Yeah. They almost beat the Chiefs. Yeah, 40-33. They lost it, so they put up a little bit of points on Kansas City. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I think the arrow is slightly pointing down on the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, they're still going to make the playoffs. They might not even win their division that we talked about last week.
But them getting in the wild card might be a little bit of a...
That's not good for them.
No,
you think it's
not,
better?
It could be, because if they're in the wild card, and then they could take out one of the top teams early,
like New England
or Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh's fallen too.
Yeah.
And that boy Lamar Jackson is leading the Ravens on a charge to become...
Lamar Jackson is not a good quarterback. No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Flacco is better than Lamar Jackson as a quarterback.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. It's just that Lamar Jackson cannot...
And Lamar's being what you say, he's being a road warrior, winning on the road, and showing he's tough and showing he's a quarterback. And now Flacco's broken hip is going to stop you from getting your Flacco predictions. Each week he misses, it's less likely that he's gonna actually
still, whatever.
succeed.
Whatever, but fine. But like, there's there's a few teams that this week was kind of pinnacle. It was a change.
Well, and that's kind of what was funny too. Like all the Bears fans were even saying like, "Oh well,
I honestly think that they're okay."
Yeah, we lost, but we're still in first. They are, but they still have to play the Vikings one more game.
Yeah,
still have to play the Packers one more game, and as awful as the Packers are, the one thing Rodgers always finds a way to do is randomly beat the Bears.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to play a little bit of the game. We're going to look at all the teams that are very good and the ones that they lost this week, and we're going to play, are you scared or are you not scared for them? We're going to start with last Thursday's Thursday night football game. The Saints. Are you scared for the Saints?
No.
No, I'm not either.
Got too big of a lead in there. And once they're in the dome, it's a different story.
Well, they were in the dome in Dallas.
No, but it's different in New Orleans.
I still think they're going to be the team to come out of the NFC. Going to go down the line. I guess I'll say Colts because they were hot.
Yeah.
They were very hot. Are you scared or are you not scared?
I would be for them. Just because they needed to continue to be hot to catch the Texans, and that loss
was huge,
especially to that
6-0,
especially to the Jaguars. It's like one of those just embarrassing losses, kind of like this week with the Bears. It's just
and now you're just in a
you can't lose a game like that and be what people were saying like an actual threat to be the NFC champion, be the AFC champion. You can't lose to teams that are bottom feeders like that and think you're gonna actually make it through the top teams.
Okay. Well, speaking of a team that you were just actually talking about, that I just made this game out of nowhere, Bears.
Yeah.
You scared?
Their defense, if that offense could put up points against their defense.
But it's Odell Beckham Jr. and Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is arguably the best best running back right now in the game. And OBJ is still OBJ. Yeah. He still got Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, and what was that doing for them when they had 2 wins all year?
Their defense sucks. And the Bears didn't even have Trubisky. You know what? I'm honestly going to put Trubisky as a good quarterback. He's right up there with Joe Flacco.
Even if he's good.
He's good. There's a difference between Trubisky and Chase Daniel. There is. And it showed in this game.
Also, like I've said before with their defense, if Khalil Mack doesn't have oh my God, he's destroying everyone game, you can cut through that defense quick.
Not easily, but
their secondary isn't. Fuller's their best corner.
Jackson is insane.
Yeah, he is.
He's great.
But he's great when they're getting pressured. When they're not, they go up the field on them. And even that play with Odell, where he threw the ball, kind of shows how at times how weak that defense is. Because there was a defender standing right in front of Beckham when he threw the ball. They're just like, "Joe, what are you doing? What's happening?" And instead of trying to actually hit him, which is what you should do when you see a receiver just standing there acting like he's going to throw the ball, they just kind of, "Oh, what's happening?" And it gets thrown past him, and Sterling Sharp gets a touchdown. If Mac doesn't have 4 sack, 2 fumble game, the defense is really beatable.
Yeah.
And this week is going to be a big test for them because
Sunday night football here in Chicago.
I don't think the way the Bears line is set up, they're going to be able to stop Aaron Donald. And if Mac doesn't dominate the Rams line, if Barkley was able to put up 125, Gurley's going to destroy him. Because Gurley, as much as you say Barkley's the next great running back,
he is.
Gurley is
Gurley is the guy. But here's the thing. You know what? I'm sorry, because in the beginning of the game, the Giants went up big because the offense of the Chicago Bears couldn't do shit. So then the Giants had a lot of the short a short field to go down and score. And you know what? I'm sorry, but if Trubisky was in this game, they would have beat the Giants.
I don't know, because there have been Bears games when Trubisky has been playing where they've been struggling, where they struggle to move the ball.
Now, you can't be perfect you can't be Drew Brees all the time.
No,
you can't be Drew Brees, Tom Brady. You cannot be them all the time. Aaron Rodgers when the team's actually doing well. You can't be those quarterbacks. Trubisky is still learning. He hasn't gone through a full season yet. Everybody struggles. I'm not saying the Bears should not be scared. If you're a Bears fan, you should not be scared. You're going to win the division.
No, I wouldn't be scared about them not winning the division because the division is kind of done. I'd be scared about them having to go to New Orleans or them having to go to LA and having to deal with that.
My expectations are for the Bears to get to a game against the Saints or the Rams in the playoffs and lose. That's what I'm expecting out of them. If they somehow don't play either of those teams, I can't believe I'm going to say this, the Bears have the best shot to get to the Super Bowl then. If they somehow dodge the Saints and dodge the Rams in the playoffs, exactly. There is no way. You're going to get one of them. And that's when they're going to lose. They're going to lose in that divisional playoff game. They have to go to New Orleans or they have to go to LA. They're going to lose by 7 points. It'll be like a 27-20 game or 28-21 game. It's going to be a loss. But I think right now, this Giants loss is a blip. They still have a bright future. They have a great team.
I believe there was a bar if they didn't have situations like that in the past. This year, if they didn't lay an egg against the Dolphins, if they didn't let the Cardinals run up and down the field,
if they didn't let Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers come back from 17 plus down in the second half.
Even that was the first week, so I don't really. But these games were later in the season, and they
Dolphins were third game,
with 5 or 6,
but still,
I don't fear that defense as much as I did the first 3 weeks.
I agree.
Eddie Jackson's a great player.
A top 6 defense.
Yeah, Eddie Jackson is a great player.
Yeah.
But you could see the difference between. I mean, it's the same as any secondary. When you're getting the pass rush and when it's not, Fuller and Callahan and Amukamara aren't good enough to lock up some of these top receivers. Mm-hmm. You kind of even saw that last year in the Packers-Bears game at Soldier Field when Hundley was playing. And Hundley's probably one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, and he was basically lighting up Fuller with Devontae Adams. He wasn't able to lock him up or couldn't fight with him. And if that's your number one, that's going to be a big problem for them. Especially when they're going against Woods or Cooks or Thomas or Kamara.
And you're fucked. Alright, going to go down the line. I'm going to put this team in the scared, not scared. I know you would probably look at me like, why? But you know what? Honestly, because I've been on this team's bandwagon for many, 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 many weeks. And it's time for me to jump off. Carolina Panthers, scared or not scared?
What's there to be scared of?
I'm frightened.
Make the playoffs.
I'm scared. I'm frightened. Panthers are dying. They started the season 6-2. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 6-6, right? Yeah. 6-6. I know they are, right? I'm just looking. I don't know why. They're 6-6. Yeah, they're still second in the division, but that don't mean shit. I'm frightened. This team's done. I'm put a fork in them. I'm jumping off the bandwagon. I'm jumping off the Carolina bandwagon. Cam Newton's hurt. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Christian McCaffrey's the only one that's actually doing something. The defense isn't stopping anybody now. Done. Panthers are done.
But
forking them. They're done.
I kind of
out. They don't even have tiebreakers over the teams that are right there for the wild card because they all lost to those fucking teams.
I thought a few weeks ago when they first started losing, I was worried about them.
Yeah, you were.
But I don't know. there's a big problem in their defense, kind of similar to the problem in the Bears defense. They have, at like the first two levels, really amazing players, and Luke Kuechly, Short, and like Lutule on their defensive line. But when you get to the secondary, like, yeah, they have a good, like, even Panthers have like a good safety, but when you're going to against a team like in LA, like a Saints, where they're just like, you know what? I'm not even going to pretend like I'm
They still have two games.
Trying to stop me.
They still have 2 more games against the Saints.
They're going to get slaughtered.
They're right. They're going to finish the season 7-9. I don't know who else they have. All right, fine.
I think they have one with the Falcons too, don't they?
Yeah,
the Falcons will probably lose, but.
Where are you, Carolina? I just saw you. Carolina at Cleveland. That could be a loss.
Yeah.
At Cleveland could definitely be a loss. Then I think they got New Orleans. They have to have New Orleans because there's no way that they. Yep, on Monday Night Football.
That's not a good time.
And then they get the Falcons, and then they're going 7-9. I'm serious. They're done. Kansas City Chiefs. No. Are you scared or not scared?
Because that offense, I wouldn't be scared. Mahomes will just randomly put 50 up on you and just be like,
they don't have a woman shover anymore. Who is?
No, but
my douches of the week.
But they still have Tyreek Hill. And
that's the guy that.
No,
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
Oh, that's right, Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt. What do you get when you have the first letter of his first name and then the rest? So, say it out loud. He's a K Hunt. He's a cunt.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care. It sounds like he could be a cunt and he's a cunt. I'm calling Kareem Hunt's a cunt.
But they still have Tyreek Hill. They still have Conley. Ware has kind of stepped in and
they not almost, but they gave up 33 points to a
because their defense is awful. But when Mahomes can randomly just decide, you know what, I'm going to put 60 points on you, try to stop me.
I'm going to say I'm scared, but only because I have the standards of them getting to the AFC title game at very worst.
I think they're still okay. There's not another team that's really going to...
The Patriots. The Chargers.
Patriots they could still get in the AFC title game and face the Patriots.
Patriots, Chargers, Steelers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They could get the AFC title game and face the Patriots. But they're going to be 1 and 2, basically.
We don't know that. The Chargers are right behind them, only a game out.
The Chargers have been a game out for like 4 weeks, and they still have...
Now they're facing each other, I believe.
It's got to be a tie. That's going to fuck them both.
Fucking ties. Do you want to go with that team? Yay or nay? Is it even worth it?
They're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, fuck the Vikings. No, the Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what to be scared of. No, because Minnesota sucks.
If their defense could perform halfway like it was last year, I'd be like a little more confident in them, but they're done.
Pittsburgh. Scared or not scared?
I am.
They lost James Conner this week for one week.
They did, but I am because
they're supposed to win the division.
Lamar Jackson. Flacco's done. He has a broken hip. He's out. You saw what a broken hip did to someone before. It's not
fucking Charger. But what about the Steelers? What about those damn?
I'm worried about them just because Connor this week at least. It seemed like the team's figured out like how to slow him down a bit.
Yeah.
And how to like it's taken some time, but teams figured out like how to kind of keep him contained. And that was kind of what was getting their offense like the 30.
The Chargers just have a great offense, and that's why they just came back. They were down like 13 points at half. And they just came storming, or 23-7, about 16 points. Yeah, and they just came storming right fucking back.
And that's why I'm worried too, because it's not the Steelers don't have a defense.
I'm not scared.
And that's what was always the kind of the definitive thing about the Steelers was their defense could like lock up anybody, and now it can't. And if you put that defense against, say, the offenses of the Chiefs and the Patriots, they're going to get humiliated. It's not going to be close.
I gotcha. So, after that, I don't even know if we should even talk about it or not. So, Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of my douches of the week, and so is Des Bryant. Des Bryant is one of my douches also because he tried to explain why Kareem Hunt shoved the woman multiple times.
Well, I mean, if you watch the video, he really
shoved the fuck out of her!
Like, the first time he would just hit her. The second time, he shoved the guy, and the guy just, like, tackled her. Because the guy was falling down and, like, took her down. But, the first time was bad. The second time, the guy was coming at him, and he shoved the guy, and then the guy
shoved her down back, and she just kind of and then that's when she, fell, on her knees, and he gives her a little love tap in the ass by his boot.
Our love tap's bad? No, I
do not condone any hitting at all on any woman. That was, and he lied about it. He told her, don't worry about it.
When you're in that situation, no one's going to tell the truth. They'll go, yup, I definitely hit her.
Yep. I beat the fuck out of her. No.
She challenged me and I took her.
You're just...
I mean, Ray Rice denied it too. I'm like, I'd never do that. I'm like, oh, well.
There's speculations that now that she said a certain derogatory word that made him go crazy. But you know what? When you're a celebrity or an athlete of that high level and you're making that much money, I know it sucks and I know, you just honestly need to drown it out. Because then shit like this happens. And then you get fucking cut and you're gone and because you couldn't contain your temper. And now you're looked upon as a terrible human being because of one heinous, disgusting scene of 5 minutes or so. 10 minutes.
I talked to her and I talked about it. It was terrible, what he did, but, the reason, he's terrible for doing it, but it's not really different than how I feel, about most athletes, and I told my friend this. I don't expect them to be any better than anyone else. They make more money and they're more entertaining, but I don't expect them to just be, act like we'd expect them to act, because they're going to keep being disappointed. That's why it was a terrible thing he did, and it's good.
I mean, if this was just a lawyer or somebody, say it was a lawyer or a doctor that shoved a woman like that, he would definitely get fucking, fined. Not fined, but charged or something like that if it was on tape. If it was on tape, then and if it went to YouTube and all that shit, you would get in trouble. You will still get in trouble. You will probably lose your job. If there is any tape of anybody, doing exactly what Kareem Hunt did, you are going to lose your job. You are. Because they're not going to want you to represent them, so he still has to think about that.
He does, but I was saying, I've even had this discussion with people years before. The reason I'm discussing with ideas, but I'm not surprised. Is I don't
football players are crazy. That's why.
Well, no, but when you were younger, it was one way. You looked at players as role models. Well, when you get older, you realize it's even Favre. I realized there's a pill popping, some dick pics to girls, and just does whatever the hell he wants.
Laying down booze, just drinking those damn ice houses.
Yep, and
with pills all over the place.
You can't expect them to act any differently than anyone else. And that's why people before the rape allegation, when people were bashing Kane for passing out drunk in a bar, and I was kind of like, well,
everybody passed out drunk in a bar.
I was like, he's a millionaire. He had lots of drink. He wanted to sleep. He found somewhere.
It's just, I understand that everybody
them to be role models, be good.
But passing out in a bar and shoving a woman is totally different.
I mean, Kane kind of beat the
exactly. That's not right either. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to.
Unless they don't get the change.
Unless then you call the cops on them. You take.
He thought in the moment he wasn't. He was like the cops won't get here soon enough. I need to have it. He was trying to be a superhero.
Yeah, he was a superhero. All right. Well, let's go to our picks of the week of the NFL. We got a nice one. We got Jacksonville and Tennessee. Tennessee. We got
Atlanta.
Yeah. Atlanta over Green Bay. Jets at Buffalo.
Rosen's been crazy lately.
Josh Allen. Well, yeah, I'll go Buffalo. Carolina at Cleveland. Indianapolis at Houston. I'm going with the upset, Indianapolis. I think they get it together. Baltimore at Kansas City.
Under the leadership of Lamar Jackson, Baltimore.
Under the leadership of both Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco.
Flacco ain't
Baltimore.
Flacco's not playing.
Damn it! Yeah, he should. New England and Miami.
New England?
I'm going to say upset Miami. I think Miami's going to get the upset on New England. This is a trap game. Saints at Bucks.
Saints are going to win.
Yeah, Saints are going to win by 35. They're going to destroy the fuck out of Tampa. Giants at Washington.
Washington, because neither of them are good, but Washington might be slit.
Washington is going to start Mark Sanchez.
They also have Adrian Peterson.
I'm going with the Giants.
I was still running for 100 yards.
90 yards, man! Longest run ever had. I love it. I'm going with the Giants. Bengals at Chargers. Chargers by 14. Broncos at 49ers.
Broncos.
This is a trap game also. I see the 49ers. Lions at... Oh, boy. Lions at Cardinals. Lions. I think Lions are going to do it. Philly at Dallas.
Philly.
Oh, boy.
I think this is where Philly keeps going and keeps moving to
I'll say Philly. I like Philly. Pittsburgh at Raiders. Steelers. Oh, my God. Jesus. Rams at Bears.
Rams.
And then Vikings at Seahawks.
Seattle.
And
they're going to be the wild card team now.
Yeah, they will. Seattle will be
that's going to be a really hard matchup if it's the Bears.
It's going to be fun.
It is, but
that's going to be a matchup.
That's going to be a really tough matchup for them in the playoffs.
Well, if Seattle gets the 5th seed, that means they'll get the 4th seed, and right now that's Dallas.
Yeah.
So Dallas or Philly. Or even Chicago. Yeah. You're right. Or Chicago. And that'll be fun. You know, I think that'll be great. What other douches do I have? I got a lot of douches, don't I? Well, I guess we could talk a little bit about this. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe because I'm just trying to be a homer or whatever. There's been a little bit of talk about Bryce Harper. There's about 4 or 6 teams that already talked to him. Yeah. I don't think the Cubs have talked to him yet.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, they have.
Yeah, there's some there.
But it now seems like the Yankees are back in it, which is weird. And the White Sox are trying to make a real big push for him. Mm-hmm. Is any of this going to make any change of what? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I think he's going to Philly.
I don't think he'll go to Philly. I think right now he's talking to other teams. I think it's going to come down to 2 teams. I think he's going to seriously consider going back to the Nationals.
Wow.
Or with the Cubs.
I think Dodgers are Cubs. Well, that's Phillies. So Phillies. I'll go with Phillies.
The only reason I'm thinking Cubs is because I think kind of what Hayward did, Harper will do, or he'll take a little less money at the beginning to be with his friends and be with the people he's comfortable with, and Nationals. think still have a chance. Like they just signed Corbin to that big contract, but Nationals have like a lot of money because they have a lot of people on their rookie deals still. Mm-hmm. But I really think I don't view the Dodgers as a threat really because
I think so. I think that's a threat right there. I think the Dodgers and the Cubs are a threat, but I just think he's going to go to some random ass fucking team that has a lot of money and has a young core. And I think Philly is that team.
Well, no, the only reason I don't think he'll go to the Dodgers is for as full as the Cubs outfield is, the Dodgers have like 6 outfielders playing 3 positions.
We're going to get rid of a lot of people. Start trading them away. And you're going to get Bryce Harper for fuck's sake. But is he going to go with Philly? There was actually a trade today in baseball. I need to get exactly what happened, but I do know that it was Paul Goldschmidt that is now a St. Louis Cardinal. Yeah. How do you feel about that as a Cubs fan?
Not worried.
Not worried. Not scared or not scared? No. Not scared. That's exactly
it. Cardinals, I don't know. They've always had like kind of like really, really good offenses. And Goldschmidt, he'll add to it, but still not better than the Brewers.
They got a lot of nothing, I say.
Yeah. They're still not better than the Brewers. They're still not better than the Cubs.
I think that, you know what? I'm sorry to say this, and I know that Milwaukee is a very young team, and they got a lot of great talent like the Cubs, but I don't think they're going to be anything like the Cubs. I honestly think the window for Milwaukee is going to be as short as just last year, or as long as maybe a year or 2 more. I think their window is only 3 seasons because injuries could plague them, and I don't think they have the depth to stay with teams like the Cubs, the Dodgers.
Their window is really short, but it's still bigger than the Cardinals' window. Even with Goldschmidt, Cardinals have no rotation.
They might get someone in the free agency.
The best pitcher was already signed, and now it's kind of Tyler Chatwood types.
Cardinals can make shit out of gold all day long. You forget
that was the old story that hasn't really worked in the past 2 years.
That's only a couple of years. I give them a couple of times. But no,
that's a good.
I'm not going to say Paul Goldschmidt is going to be the big difference maker of the Cardinals, but it's definitely in the right direction.
The reason
they're thinking playoffs.
They are, but the reason I don't view it as like, oh my god, it's like a terrifying move. The Cardinals got Goldschmidt. What did he do for Arizona? 1 postseason appearance?
Yeah, 1 or 2, right? 1.
So 1 great player doesn't necessarily make you a playoff contender.
We have one of the greatest of all time in Mike Trout, and he's had 1 playoff game? None. Yeah.
Or
he's got nothing.
Or even back, way back when Sox with Frank Thomas until 05. And
then 05 they had lightning in a bottle and they did what they did. That's why baseball is such a team
Or even
sport.
back further, the Cubs when they had Santo, Bernie Williams, Dawson. They couldn't win, and they had 3 Ernie Banks. They had 4 amazing players on the same team, and they couldn't.
Pryor.
That was Dusty Baker destroying all of their arms.
Mark Gray, Sammy Sosa,
they Lamas.
Yeah, they did.
Best trade ever.
But no, it's
that's what I love. The Cubs continuously screw over the Pirates in trades.
But no, I just think it was kind of fun, seeing that baseball's hey, you're still alive. Yeah. We're over here. Other than Bryce Harper and Machado, we got some trades going on. That's Goldschmidt, everybody.
That's still I'm still sticking to my original predictions from the beginning of the season. I still think Sox end up with Machado, Cubs end up with Harper.
That'd be crazy. That would be so much fun.
But if the Sox end up with Machado,
Machado's a little bitch.
If the Sox end up with Machado, I think they trade Tim Anderson for more pitching.
Probably.
And because Kopech's not going to be ready for a while because of the injury. Yeah. Get a ready to plug in pitcher,
a young one,
to go into the rotation right away.
I agree.
And then they'll move. Yon, it's still a first baseman because I don't know if Abreu signed. I think he's a free agent right now.
Or a restricted free agent.
Unless they move Davidson to first base and
then
Machado play third.
Yeah, That'd be fine by me. Davidson is awesome. I love him. But
after the first 2 years, no one liked him.
Now he's awesome. I love him. We're going to keep in Chicago. I'm sorry. There's going to be a little bit of a homerism again, but we got to drink again for another firing, baby. Yes! Fred Hoiberg was fired the other day.
This one, I'm not as happy or about as I was with the McCarthy, just because Hoiberg reminds me a lot of what I was telling you earlier about McDaniels in Denver.
Okay.
Where he was set up to fail.
Yes.
And then when he does fail, everyone gets so pissed at him. When you finally now gave Hoiberg a team that will work in his offense.
Yes.
And then they're just okay, go.
I agree.
And they're upset that they're not winning, but they're not supposed to be winning because they're rebuilding. So
there's got to be more to it, right?
I mean, the only thing I could think of
that he really is a bad coach. In NBA, maybe in college.
The only thing I could think of that a couple of people told me that I think really makes sense is I could have seen a situation like this where Hoiberg kind of went to the front office and was you know what, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to coach here anymore. Just let me go.
Maybe that was it.
I'll find a college job. I'll find something else.
Maybe it was that.
I don't want to be here anymore. But that's not what enraged me. What enraged me was that they named Jim Boylan the head coach and said he's going to get a contract extension when he hasn't fucking coached a single game anywhere.
Okay. I'm going to try to make sense of this because I like trying to make sense of stuff that doesn't make sense at all.
And then the other thing where they said they got rid of Hoiberg because he was too nice and he was a player's coach. Well, they got rid of a jackass in Thibodeau because he was too mean and it was.
So which one do you want? You can't have both most of the time, So, Greg Popovich, but that's Greg Popovich and he ain't going anywhere. All right. First off, you're right. He was set up to fail. I have never seen a coach. Exactly. I have never seen a coach that got his balls chopped off more times by more players than poor Fred Hoiberg. I loved Fred Hoiberg. Yeah. I did. I honestly did. I was he'll do okay.
What Lawrence Holmes said today was true.
What?
He should have never left Iowa because for as much as you would love the opportunity to be a coach in the pros, happiness in your job is what means more. And he wasn't going to be happier than he was in Iowa, where he was basically like the mayor because everybody loved him. He was making them so good, and then he comes here and first is Butler,
Rose, Butler, Wade,
Levine,
Jabari Parker, you name them, they deballed his ass. They just chopped his balls off. No, okay. So I'm going to try to make sense out of this. Maybe. Oh yeah. By the way, Garpax are my other two more douches of the week. I have 6 this week. So fucking deal with it. I don't care. This is my chaotic thinking of this. They are scared because now Markkanen is back.
Yeah.
He gets fired after Sunday, which is Markkanen's first game back against the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
They fired him on Monday. They fired him because they are scared that Hoiberg will actually win a lot of games now that he has he has his lineup back, right? Where the Bulls want to tank because there's a certain somebody in the draft named Zion Williamson. So they're thinking, all right, Hoiberg finally has the pieces that he could actually make into a 28-30 win team that could probably be an 8 seed in the East because the East is god-awful after four or 5 seeds. So the Bulls could easily, yes, I know they're 7 games out of the wild card right now. Playoff spot right now, but it's fucking December. We got January, February, March, and a little bit of April, and all of December still. So they could easily go on a run, get the 8 seed, and get demolished by Toronto or Philly or Milwaukee or Boston or whoever. So what they want is to fire Hoiberg have Jim Boylan as a coach so they could lose and only win 15 games this season, so they have a greater chance to not make the playoffs and to get a certain somebody named Zion Williamson or JT Barrett. You get a top 3 pick and get that difference maker of a guy. Now next year, with Jim Boylan, they want to do it again, even with a Zion Williamson and all that, because he's a rookie. He'll be a rookie. You know, they're all these great guys that are coming into the draft are rookies. So you suck again next year, so then you get another maybe top 5 or maybe even top 10. Then you get somebody good next year, and then you all of a sudden have all these pieces. You hope and pray to God that they're going to be good. You fire Jim Boylan because he goes another 20-62, and then you bring in somebody else.
Well, and that's what's kind of weird about like basketball.
That's my chaos theory.
And football and even baseball, like there's kind of like lines of like next in line coaches where you right away you know this is the next, this is the next. Basketball really doesn't have that. In basketball, like in NFL, you could pull someone from the college and they'll be like great, like Harbaugh was.
Yeah.
But in like NBA, it's you pull someone from college and it's like, well, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
It might work, it might not. I don't know.
But like, I just, yeah, they fire Boylan, but then who do you like hire? It's not like there's a list of like
maybe
great potential coaches to come in and. It's not like Steve Kerr is like dying to leave Golden State.
Luke Walton, because he's going to get his balls chopped off by LeBron James.
Let's get Jason Kidd.
Fuck it, I want Jason Kidd. I'm in.
But yeah, I think that was the funniest ball cutting of Hoiberg was this year though. Was when Jabari Parker was getting interviewed for his introductory press conference. They asked him about like his reluctance to play defense. He was basically like, "Oh, I don't need to play defense. They just paid me to score." Hoiberg was just sitting there like, "Okay."
Damn it! They just paid me to score. I don't fucking know. I'm just here for 1 year so I can get a good contract next year.
It's not going to work because it's not really doing that good.
Yeah. He's a little bit of a ball hog. It's actually being worse. Okay, we're going to a depressing state right now. It's not because of all the Jack Daniels that we're drinking. We're going to WWE. Why? Another douche of the week, Vince McMahon. Because we found out he's the one that wrote all of last week's Monday Night Raw. All of it! And you can tell! Because when you have fucking Drake pissing on Bobby Roode's fucking robe, that's all Vince McMahon. He's too old, he's too senile, get him out of here. But this week,
it's the same thing. Like the problem, the reason I'm not even saying just Vance, it's the whole writers on Raw, because I mean you can't tell me that he doesn't have some say in SmackDown and NXT too. Yeah. But on Raw, it's just so much worse. Because Raw has...
That's the number one show!
No, but Raw...
Monday Night Raw! That's where everybody is!
Raw's worse because, the thing that pissed me off the most is the dumb shit they're doing with the Lucha House Party.
Oh, God.
Where every week they get a handicap match against a Revival. Okay, at least with the New Day, they, hit it a little. They had Xavier or Big E be the manager, and, sometimes they got involved, but in, a funny way.
Yeah.
They didn't really, run into the ring and just randomly start beating the shit out of the person.
Because then you get DQ'd.
But this now all of a sudden was like, we're doing Lucha House Party rules, so we could do whatever the fuck we want, and we could have a 3-on-1 handicap match. But if Dash Wilder gets involved to help his partner, he's DQ'd.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it makes so much sense.
It's I don't get. Also, especially because supposedly they're supposed to be faces. But each week they get a handicap match against the Revival, and nothing really happens besides
out of them all day, and then do all sorts of.
And it's especially disappointing because Revival is a really good tag team. Actually, one of the only, besides AOP, legitimate tag teams there. Yeah. Where they started as a tag team and they keep going.
Fuck them away.
And they're just oh no, let's just put them in. Next week we'll we'll find like 6 other masked people into a 6-on-1 Lucha House Parties rule match.
They will too. Oh, they will.
Well, that's like I actually tweeted Dash Wilder because he tweeted like the Young Bucks tweeted that they want to face the Revival. So I tweeted back. I was like, hey, maybe you could get the Bucks in WWE and they could back you up against the stupid Lucha House rules.
That's awesome.
and he actually replied. He was like, yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea. I'm going to do that. Okay. Here we go. This is going to be James's Chaos Theory number 2. I'm going to try to make sense out of something that doesn't make sense. Okay. I was huge on the storyline of Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. I love it, but sometimes you need something to marinate and slow cook to make it even better. I wanted McIntyre and Ziggler to go all the way up until what's going to be the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, like Fastlane or Elimination Chamber. All right, before Elimination Chamber. Say 2-3 weeks after Elimination, even a week after Royal Rumble. Fine, you have like one of them accidentally fuck each other up in the Royal Rumble, and there you go. You had a perfect Royal Rumble story. So you do that, and then you have them feud, and then they both get in the Elimination Chamber, and then, winner faces Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania or Strowman or whatever the fuck. It'll be Lesnar. So they didn't do that because they wanted Ziggler and McIntyre because McIntyre is going to get a huge push during WrestleMania season and all of next year. Fine and great. So they split them up this Monday. Fine and great. Now, you're supposed to put McIntyre as this big, huge heel that's unstoppable, doesn't lose a match, and just keeps on winning until Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, and even you could even have Dolph Ziggler versus McIntyre at Royal Rumble, just a feud match, and there you go, and Ziggler gets his ass whooped, and McIntyre keeps on going. But you did it. You had the match on Monday Night Raw, right after they broke up. Just boom, here you are, right here on the silver platter. There you go, you got the match. All right, cool. So you're thinking Ziggler should get destroyed, McIntyre should kill him. Finn Balor comes out. So I understand it makes sense of Finn Balor and McIntyre feuding also, but it doesn't make sense.
It was also because Drew and Lashley have been jumping Finn the past 3 weeks, so
but
he got back at them.
To split
same thing with Lashley because he did the same thing to him,
right?
And Elias ended up beating Lashley.
Yes, but if you want to split up a heel team and make the big heel more powerful and to become this major pushed guy, you don't have him lose the very first match after the breakup. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, but
it kills his momentum. Not all of it, but it deflates a little bit of his balloon.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. But the way I was thinking about it, how it made a little bit of sense is, okay, if right now they're thinking Braun can't fight at TLC, which might be possible.
Yes.
How do we build a story involving these 6 people, because it'll probably be a 6-person tag, have all of them get involved, have Elias, have Finn get involved in Baron's team's matches, have them cost them matches, have them piss them off, and then you'll have them and probably, I don't know.
Well, they're going to have Ziggler now in the 6-man tag?
No.
It's going to be Ziggler, Finn Balor, and Elias?
Ziggler won't be involved. But I could see it being, let's see, Finn, Elias, who else was Lashley riding with? I could even see them putting Braun there, because a 6-person tag
would be perfect for him. Well, there was speculation that Bray Wyatt would be that person.
And he still might be.
But they have 1 week to go.
No, but the whole story behind the Bray thing was they were going to wait until the last second and have Baron think he won, and all of a sudden Bray just
comes out of nowhere,
walks out and just
lights go off, and comes back on. Sister Abigail hit Finn Balor, coup de grace hit from 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay, I can see that. But, like, I don't like what they're doing with McIntyre.
I wasn't as upset. But I wasn't as upset with that just because, for as deflating as it is for McIntyre,
and that's supposed to be the next big heel.
And it was. I liked it because it's actually a little better. They're finally letting Finn not constantly be on the shit end of the stick every Raw.
Right.
And like,
but you just don't have Finn Balor come into this match and just fuck over Bobby Lashley with Elias, and you let Dolph Ziggler get his ass whooped. And you let McIntyre win, and then next week if you want to do a tag team match, they even said, ever since Drew McIntyre has come back to the main roster, that he has not been pinned or submitted since.
Yeah.
And now...
But that wasn't really true, but...
Well, like him personally. Yeah. Like, he's lost tag team matches and other multiple person matches. Like, he just never has not been pinned or submitted.
The reason I don't view it as, like, massively deflating is, yes, he lost, but he lost kind of like how when he was champion Kevin Owens used to lose. Where someone else would get involved, distract him, and then he loses. When you don't lose clean, it doesn't hurt as much because he only lost because Finn drop kicked him, coup de grace, tossed him back, Ziggler rolled him up. Like, it's not like Ziggler just
super kicked him.
Oh yeah. It's not like Ziggler just beat the shit out of him, pinned him, okay, it's over. It was...
Well, then why? They had a perfect way of how they had Ziggler win, and that was the count-out.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, McIntyre gets in at night, he's like, alright, perfect way out to lose. You know, you lose by count-out, so it's not that deflating because you didn't get pinned or submitted. And then also he comes back, he rolls back in, he gets up, boom, Ziggler hits the super kick, 1, 2, 3. It's like, why? If you would have just... You should have just been counted out then.
Yeah.
Because if you want him to be a big monster heel, you don't want him to go back in the ring, get super kicked once, and go down with the 1, 2, 3. That really confuses me and worries me and bothers me for the future of McIntyre. I really want him to be an amazing heel. I was looking for it. We're not going to get it because Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar is the Universal Champion, and that's how it fucking is. But you could totally set it all up right now for Braun Strowman versus McIntyre at WrestleMania for the Universal title and make it into one of the biggest matches of the night.
Oh.
You could start that now, but even this little thing on Monday Night Raw with Dolph Ziggler actually hurts that story.
I don't really think it does, because if you look on the other end of it, how many times has Braun been made to basically look like a punching bag for weeks?
Well, against Lesnar all the time.
Yeah, and even against
Roman Reigns.
So it's like, a loss really won't do much for him. Now, if he's losing consistently, then
that's going to fuck it all up.
But like just one loss in a fluke way where Finn got involved and just randomly like attacked him and then Ziggler super. Like, I don't think it's really going to stop it too much. I think what might hurt it is if they do end up doing the tag team match, because obviously they're not going to win that.
No.
Because
Corbin needs to be
Braun's going to get...
Corbin needs to be pinned.
Braun's going to get the title match, and what I'm hearing, Woken Matt Hardy might be the new GM, because Alexa was just cleared to wrestle again.
Nice.
So
that'll be awesome.
Matt might be the GM.
I love it. I fucking love it. I hope that happens.
But
no,
it's
Monday Night Raw sucks the last 2 weeks.
Well, it's been sucking for a while. It's not really.
Yeah, but it's been really bad.
Yeah.
The last 2. This whole Gene Ambrose thing, I'm not buying into it. I don't know. He should win the IC title at TLC.
He probably will, because
they need him to.
Seth's going to win the Rumble, and then Seth wins the title
against Lesnar. Yes, exactly. Against Lesnar, and he's going to do it for Roman Reigns, and there you go. And they're both going to be celebrating.
Roman probably won't be there.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, but the show that's better right now is SmackDown
and NXT.
And NXT, of course, but SmackDown
Yeah.
Last night, you know what? I actually liked last night's SmackDown.
Yeah,
I thought you have a lot of good starts of feuds, good starts of, just bringing the foundation up.
Yeah.
Like the Rusev with Shinsuke, that's going to set up a fun match at TLC. Daniel Bryan, the whole thing.
No, I love Daniel Bryan's promo. I just love that he was like, Miz kept trying to say, like, oh, well, so you finally listened to me. You did this because of me. He's Miz.
Yes or no?
Yes, no.
Yes,
no.
No. Yes, no. It doesn't matter. I was like, damn, Daniel Bryan, I love it. I love it.
And then I loved him, like just like saying, like throwing the side plates off the ball and like saying, like, oh, the yes movement's dead.
Yeah, yes movement's dead. I'm done. The new Daniel Bryan is here. And that sets up, and could set up, an amazing WrestleMania match with The Miz and Daniel Bryan for the title.
Yeah.
It does. And even put AJ Styles with it. Bring a triple threat at WrestleMania. That'll be great. I have just a good time.
But I also love, like, that part of it too, where, like, Bryan just shoved Miz into AJ, and Miz just hits his skull crushing finale.
It was great.
Bryan's just like,
Bryan's like, I don't give a fuck. And Miz is like, are we working as a team now? Like, what's going on? It's going to be a perfect... I love the storyline of that. Yeah, that's going great.
I like that. I liked, the promo for the women's match.
That's right. I love Becky Lynch. I love Charlotte Flair, and now we finally get some English out of Asuka. It's a little bit of my English.
Not really.
And I'm telling you, man, Asuka's gonna win at TLC. We're gonna have our predictions next week. But
I don't know. The only reason I don't think she's going to is I think they're gonna let Becky roll with her a little longer. And then she'll lose it. Then she'll lose it at like.
She has to lose it before Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble. She has to
lose it. There's a pay-per-view before Rumble, I think.
Yeah, CLC.
No, there's. I think there's another one. Because there's that roadblock thing that's usually like beginning of January. Then Rumble's like February.
No, Rumble's always in January.
I'm looking at this roadblock before.
Yeah, it's like because that's when like Raw and SmackDown had their different pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. This time, no.
But they still have all those pay-per-views. It's not different.
No, they only have 13 this year. Now, last year it was like 17 or 20 of them. There, pay-per-view schedule of WWE. Oh. There you go.
Takeover Philly.
Oh, this is 2018. Hold on. Survivor Series TLC. You motherfuckers.
Because it probably doesn't have it updated.
It's ready. Don't tell me this is the same one that I just fucking did.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But yeah, I think.
What?
I just. Only reason, like, I could see her losing, I just really don't see it being to Asuka.
There, December 16th, TLC.
Yeah.
And the next one is January 27th, Royal Rumble.
They must have got rid of that.
And then, there isn't one in February? That doesn't
I had
make
Elimination
sense.
Chamber.
I did too.
Because they were saying...
Who the fuck knows anymore?
But I could see her losing.
Yeah.
But I think it's more going to be like, if she loses, it'll be Charlotte. I just can't see Asuka
Doesn't make
winning.
sense. No, they have to get it off Becky Lynch, and they can't have it on Charlotte because Charlotte is going to face Ronda Rousey in an intro.
She could be champion once she faces her.
What, champion versus champion?
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be at Survivor Series.
I guess they could do that. Oh, they'll probably have like an unsanctioned match or something like that. One of those. But that's actually all I got.
I was actually watching a bit of NXT before I came in.
Yeah.
I love like this thing between Gargano, Ciampa, and Alistair.
DUI is back, baby.
Like Ciampa, like Gargano and Alistair were like cutting promos in the middle of the ring, like basically like saying like Gargano saying he's not done with Alistair and like so on. then Ciampa just jumped up on an apron and was like, he's like, it's too bad your match at the pay-per-view wasn't in the cage because that would have really solved it between you two and shown who's the best. Because see, me being the champ, if I was involved in this, I'd definitely like throw it in the cage and see who's really.
I love it.
Like,
throw it in the cage and see what happens.
And then Ciampa and Gargano jumped
out of Alistair.
Yeah, I like that. The NXT has been like really good the last few weeks. And they're saying that now the NXT pay-per-view that was supposed to be for Rumble and WrestleMania are now going to be on the Fridays instead of Saturdays.
Because there's a speculation that The Rock will be the leading Hall of Fame inductee.
Mm-hmm.
That and because of his schedule with other movies, that he cannot make the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So just because of The Rock, they're going to do NXT on Friday during WrestleMania weekend, and then the Hall of Fame inducting on Saturday, and then WrestleMania on Sunday. So when he could come out for whatever.
I could believe that. I don't think that's fully the reason. I think Vince is starting to.
He's saying he doesn't want the back-to-back anymore.
He's starting to fear NXT a little bit and wants separation between that, and, especially when it's that and WrestleMania. Because even last year's takeover was almost just as good.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
But I think he's a little concerned with how many people are fully going to NXT instead of his main show, and also now he's got more of a problem to deal with. NXT UK also has a pay-per-view, I think, in February.
That's awesome. So that's gonna be great. So they're just gonna be more with that.
Yeah, and I don't know, TLC cards so far just.
It's okay. I know.
It's really nothing that's.
Hey, at least we're gonna get Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles again.
More low blows.
Low blows. I'm loving it.
Go on this Shinsuke route, just continuously kick him in the balls.
He goes Rusev Day.
Yeah, he's not gonna win. No, he's not.
Well, we got those next week.
He's never gonna win. Next week. So who are your other douches? You said you had a fun.
I don't know. I think I said them all. I said Garth Foreman, John Paxton, Des Bryant, Kareem Hunt. I guess Mike McCarthy could still be in there. Me. So I had 6. I thought there were more, but I can't. Oh, Vince McMahon, 7. Yeah, 7. I had 7 this week. 7. For every day.
And Chris.
And Chris.
And you.
I already said that.
And you. I have 2 more, actually.
You got 2 more. Let's go.
I don't remember their name because I was really drunk on Monday, but I don't know if you people actually bowl or not.
Probably
but there's kind of maybe but there's kind of a known thing when you're in a league where if you get a spare that pops out of the gutter, it doesn't count.
Yeah, right.
You're supposed to erase the score and delete it. So me and my team, we didn't delete it right away because we just wanted to get the game over with so we could leave. And we told the guy, if the game comes down to 2 or 3 pins, we're going to change the score and delete it. He was like, okay, fine, do whatever. And then when the end of the game happened, and we ended up losing by 2 pins, he's like, oh, I don't think I should have to change my score. And then this random guy next to him you can't change scores because that's not right. If the scores are already recorded, that's what they are. And basically I told them all that, that number 1, they popped out of the gutter, so it doesn't count anyways.
That's right, it doesn't. Should not.
Number 2, it's none of your fucking business because you're not bowling us and you're not on that team, so why the fuck do you care? Exactly. So then we ended up losing that game, but my friend who's was with me was so pissed after the game, he decided he missed the first game, which we lost by 10 pins. He decided to post bowl and just for the hell of it and bowl anyways just so he'd win. And ended up, I think, 180 or something, just to take him out and just to piss him off even more when it ends.
Unreal.
Yeah, real life people are douches too. That's why James is a douche. Because he kept picking Joe Flacco, and this is what you get. How's those Joe Flacco stats?
Joe Flacco will rise again.
How are those Joe Flacco stats looking for you now?
He will be back.
How many weeks does he got left?
I think he only needs to do 2 more games, so 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4 weeks, he'll do it. Go Joe Flacco.
You know he's not coming back.
I'm James.
Flacco's done.
I'm out!
Fuck Flacco.
No!